though, how do you answer the question of what's your biggest weakness? That's a tough one. And so I'm just remembering, because I think I mentioned I have some kids who are in the process of getting out of school and interviewing, and one that's already out there with a job, so big, 1 out of 3, yeah. And what they've tried and what we've kind of talked about just around the kitchen counter has been, think about something that you know personally that you've been working on. Pick something that's a pretty typical thing. I'll use the example of like time management. So you call it procrastination. Time management's a nicer word. And I think it's something that everybody has to work on. So pick something that you know might be something that you are working on, or maybe have always worked on, and then talk about how you've gotten good at it, or how you've kind of transitioned from it being a weakness to now knowing how to be effective around it. Maybe it's public speaking, you know. Just pick something that's kind of normal, that most people have some kind of issue with, and then I'm going to assume that maybe you've had to speak publicly, or you do procrastinate sometime, and you just kind of have to talk about however you want to talk about how you overcome it. So it's not a weakness that's dangling out there and you're still weak there and you don't know what to do about it, but it's a weakness that probably a lot of people have, and here's how you are addressing it personally and how it's working now for you is you know, the Clampett family advice.
Yeah. The other one that pops up too is not so much necessarily a question, but it's oftentimes you do it, you're in an interview situation, you get through there questioning you, and then it's time for, well, do you have any questions about us, our organization, our company?
Make sure you have some.
That is the time where you can certainly go the wrong. You probably never, you will not take it over the top with some kind of great question. That's not going to happen. But you can certainly go the wrong direction in terms of, I know nothing about the company I'm talking to,
yeah.
and it shows when I ask the first question. So certainly do enough, at least, you know, website level overview, or maybe you have friends who have interned or worked at one of their facilities or something like that, but certainly have enough, you know, semi-intelligent questions to ask about the organization, or your starting assignments or locations or whatnot, to have at least an intelligent back and forth on the company, because that is a downer in terms of when you get to that point and, well, no, I don't really have anything to ask at this time.
That's an immediate deal breaker.
Okay, move on.
It's over after.
And it may not kill it, but it certainly doesn't make a good impression.
Right.
It's okay to say that if you've already gotten from that interview that you don't want to work with that company.
Sure.
Well,
Right.
sure, yeah, exit. Where's the closest exit?
Yeah.
But bear in mind that with the interview, because I used to do on-campus interview, and I interviewed new potential hires when you come in for a site interview. The thing they're looking for, well, first they're going to judge your technical competence, and that's pretty easy to do, you know, GPA, technical course, that kind of stuff. But they're going to look for all the soft stuff too. Can you work in a team? Do you have good interpersonal skills? Do you have leadership examples? You know, so they may ask, tell me about a time you led something, and I think a lot of times students don't understand really what is leadership. Okay, so learn what leadership is. Anybody at any level, at any time, can demonstrate leadership. You don't have to be a manager to do leadership. You could be a new hire and you could show leadership just by taking charge of things and giving advice and figuring out what needs to be done or solving the problem or whatever it is. Taking initiative is a sign of leadership. So that's what an interview is going to look for, those soft kind of characteristics. Because all of you coming out of school are going to go, okay, you're going to pass the cut or you wouldn't even be there, that you have the technical competence.